everybody, welcome back. Getting close to wrapping up Romantic Movie Month. I should have one more batch of movies. Today's the 26th. Yeah, so it'll be in March, the last Romantic Movie Month update, but probably one more. And for this group of movies, we have Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Read My Lips, and Starman, specifically John Carpenter's Starman. I'm not too sure if there's another one, but that's the one we're talking about today. So we'll do right to left this time. We'll mix it up a little bit. Movies over here for now, and take a look at Starman. So this is a steelbook, if you couldn't tell. I like the choice they went with for the image here. This is I guess if you haven't seen the movie, I don't want to spoil anything, but an appropriate scene for the cover. I'd appreciate just the theatrical artwork, but this will do fine. And this is the spine here, and then on the back we don't have a continuous image, so we have a different image on the back. Here we have Starman entering Earth's orbit here. Things aren't going too well. And then we have Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen. They are the stars of the movie. So if I were to open this up, we have the interior image. What is going on here? So 4K and the Blu-ray. Okay, well, it is a scene from the movie. It's a little unusual choice, but I'm not in charge, so we'll put this back in, and we'll snap this back here, and then we'll give it a close. So I didn't see this, I really don't know, it's really hard to tell. I didn't see it in the 80s, I didn't see it in the 90s. I don't think I did. So I want to say the first time I watched it was probably like, and even though the 80s and 90s, I'm still like putting it like 20 years ago or something ridiculous. And I really enjoyed John Carpenter growing up, and for whatever reason I just avoided this one. And I kind of wish I didn't, because it's a great movie, and I'm sure if I watched it in probably high school, I don't know if I watched it when I was a kid, I would appreciate it as much as, say, Big Trouble in Little China or something, but there's a lot to like here. First off, Jeff Bridges' performance is really unlike any other performance. His alien is unquestionably alien in movement. So if you're not familiar with Starman, a spaceship enters Earth's orbit and is shot down by the U.S. military, and out comes Starman. He's kind of like a being of energy at first, and Karen Allen's character recently lost her husband in an accident. Her husband is played by Jeff Bridges, and the energy being crash lands near her residence finds its way into her living room area, and subsequently becomes Starman. So it finds some DNA of her husband and is able to reproduce that. So she's naturally a little startled when her dead husband is, wandering around the house. And since it's not a human, it's figuring out how to walk and talk. So his manner of speaking is really unusual. Like he opens his mouth like a beat before actually talking, and then it remains open for like a beat after he finishes talking. It's kind of maintained that throughout the whole movie. It's just bizarre, but really, really interesting to watch. Karen Allen's actually kind of like the anchor of the movie in that sense, like the emotional anchor at least, and she's fantastic. This is a really great role, and I really like her performance quite a bit. If you're not familiar with her, if you're thinking, where do I know Karen Allen? She's in Raiders of the Lost Ark, and she returns in the Alien one. But yeah, this is a really great performance from Karen Allen as well. So a little different for Romantic Movie Month. It's definitely a love story, a little atypical, but it's a really touching movie, and it has some really cool special effects in it. The transformation scene is awesome. So we'll go ahead and put this over here and take out the next movie. So next we have Read My Lips. This came out in 2000 or 2001 or something like that. And it's a first time watch for me. Really blown away by this movie. I heard good things about it, and I hear good things about most movies. That's why I end up watching them. I don't always agree, but in this case, absolutely, this was fantastic. It was really Vincent Cassel that got my eye on this movie. I really liked him as an actor, and I've been watching it for like 25 years now. This was one of his earlier roles, and I just missed it. It also has Emmanuel Devoe, don't know how to say it in French. Similarly, this is a film by Jacques Audiard. Again, probably not going to bother with the French pronunciation here. So flip this over, and if you're not familiar with this movie, two outcasts are drawn together by crime and passion in this early tour de force from director Jacques. Carla is an underappreciated, hard-of-hearing employee at a nondescript construction company. Her lonely life gets a jolt of excitement when she hires a new assistant, Paul, an ex-con who soon enlists her and her lip-reading ability in a risky scheme. With visceral camera work and sound design, Audiard immerses viewers in the duo's increasingly turbulent world, blending noir conventions with complex character development for a thrill of unique depth and emotion. It's certainly a unique thriller. It definitely it kind of starts out in a traditional way, in the sense the work office environment and this ex-con coming in to do just mundane office tasks, printing, copying, things like that. But the character motivations are kind of not what you were expecting, in a sense. This I feel is a little misleading, with the enlisting in a lip reading scheme. So the positions of power for each person and how the relationship grows is just unexpected, and even the crime itself is really unconventional, in the sense of it being a heist or a robbery. It's really wasn't what I was expecting. I guess I had an idea of what this movie was going to be like. Two outcasts get together, find themselves in the crime world, and things escalate and eventually get out of control, and that is true. It's just that, again, it unfurls in a way that's unexpected. So really enjoyed this. I'd highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. If you have seen it, it's certainly worth a rewatch. I'm looking forward to watching this one again. So I'll go ahead and put this over here. Finally, we have Scott Pilgrim versus the World. So this came out almost like 20 years ago now, too, right? When did this come out? That can't be right. Now, okay, just going on 16 years now. So it came out in 2010. The year is 2026. So that's depressing. Here we have Scott Pilgrim, played by Who was that? Michael Cera? I knew that. And then we have my girlfriend here, married to Elizabeth Winstead. So, and then we have the world, which is really the 7 X's of Ramona Flowers. That's Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character's name. So what do we have here on the back? Game On. I hear Game On. I think Wayne's World. Anyways, Scott Pilgrim just met the girl of his dreams, literally. But in order for them to date, he must defeat her 7 evil exes, a rogues gallery including an infamous skateboarder, that's Chris Evans' character, a vegan rock star who is unfortunately not seen on the back here. That's Brendan Ruth's character, and for me, he's the highlight of the movie. And a fearsome identical twins, probably the least developed of the characters, not probably, definitely. For the genre-smashing director of Hot Fuzz and Shaun of the Dead comes a true original, powered up by wit, action, and groundbreaking visuals that you will want to watch again as soon as it's over. This flopped in theater, I'm pretty sure it did. I remember seeing it in the theater and enjoying it. I had read the comic, and for the most part, it's a pretty faithful adaptation of the comic. Not that it's a difficult book, to adapt or anything like that. I suppose from a visual perspective it is, but the story, not so much. It also has the Culkin guy, the one who recently won an Oscar from that My Friend movie, or the hell it was, which I thought he was fine in that. I'm really surprised he got Best Actor and pretty much Best Supporting Actor. Not to dunk on him or anything like that, but I don't know. We have Knives Chow here. I forget the actor's name. Very menacing looking Scott Pilgrim. I don't really see him use his face too often. The visual effects in this are really fantastic. To me, the filmmaking of this movie is the best part, in the sense it's shot by who did this? Bill Pope, the same guy who's did Spider-Man. The Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, and really visually inventive. The editing is really, there's a lot of quick edits, but it's very easy to follow. So really well done with the editing, and the fight scenes in this, the fight choreography. I forget the guy's name. I feel bad. He actually recently passed away. Maybe not recently, but a few years ago. It's hard. I don't know. It's 2026, and this is 16 years ago, so it could have been 10 years ago for all I know. But he used to be part of Jackie Chan's stunt crew, and you can totally see it. There's a real Hong Kong influence to the fight scenes here, which you may not be expecting. So if you really into Jackie Chan type stunt work, or at least the fight choreography, you're surprisingly going to find that here as well. I'd say the worst part about the movie is Scott Pilgrim, not so much Michael Cera's performance, but as a character, he's pretty insufferable. The characters in his orbit are really entertaining, and at least my favorite parts of the movie, specifically, as mentioned, Brendan Ruth's vegan hero here, and Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character doesn't have much to do besides look aloof and attractive, which she pulls off quite well. One of those movies where, as a couple, it doesn't make too much sense for these people to be together at all. But whatever. And I don't know if it's my favorite Edgar Wright movie. No, it's not. That's probably either Shaun of the Dead or Hot Fuzz or something. But I'd say top 3. I guess if you're not a huge fan of World's End, which I like fine, but I'd put this as a top 3 Edgar Wright movie. He just had something come out. I didn't get around to seeing it. Running Man. I'll probably check that out at some point. So, anyways, thanks for watching.